Reklamcılık, reklam.
Advertising. She studies advertising to help small local businesses grow.
O, küçük yerel işletmelerin büyümesine yardımcı olmak için reklamcılık okuyor.
His advertising class teaches simple ideas for making clear ads.
Onun reklamcılık dersi, anlaşılır reklamlar hazırlamak için basit fikirler öğretiyor.
They use advertising to tell people about new cheap products.
İnsanlara yeni ve ucuz ürünleri duyurmak için reklam yapıyorlar.
Call the PR department and tell them I need to buy all the advertising blocks on every drive time radio station this afternoon.
Which reflects the disastrous effect of our former advertising policy in terms of per capita consumption of wickets.
The liquor industry spends roughly 60 million a year in advertising, right?
Right. Economics, philosophy, that's really good because advertising is the applied distillation of everything we know.
Because he is a very talented advertising executive, a knowledgeable sports fan, and a wagering enthusiast.
Now, we have a few days to distance ourselves from this scandal and restart our advertising.
And in their advertising, this dating service implied they can find at least one man to go to dinner with you, correct?
She was coming out of a bad marriage to some slick advertising hotshot, and she found Mort brilliant.
You were looking at the new senior art director for the Bradshaw Advertising Group.
Sophie, this is my husband Joe, and he leaves all the strategic planning and the advertising up to me.
Sözleşme, küçülmek, yakalanmak.
Contract. They signed the contract before starting the new project today.
Bugün yeni projeye başlamadan önce sözleşmeyi imzaladılar.
The shirt began to contract after too many hot washes.
Gömlek, çok fazla sıcak yıkamadan sonra çekmeye başladı.
He started to contract a cold during the long winter trip.
Uzun kış yolculuğu sırasında soğuk algınlığına yakalanmaya başladı.
And you signed a contract guaranteeing him certain concessions, one of them being a spot on the show.
There is a man, a certain Colonel Derricks, who has the power to grant us a contract.
You know, Ray, your contract with Atlantic is expiring in 4 months.
According to the details of the contract, I could halt this transaction for weeks.
Before I forget, this is for the Soviets, for my contract.
You signed a contract to protect your boss and your boss's property.
And my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract.
How can the value of an insurance contract not be affected by the demise of the very thing it insures?
Then she found out that Miles had the lawyers work the contract, so she was cut out the company completely.
Mr. Mora, my contract with you was to train your army.
Ortaya çıkarmak, maruz bırakmak.
Expose. The teacher will expose the mistake to the whole class.
Öğretmen hatayı tüm sınıfın önünde ortaya çıkaracak.
Do not expose the food to direct sunlight for long.
Yiyecekleri uzun süre doğrudan güneş ışığına maruz bırakmayın.
She had to expose the truth about the accident.
Kazada gerçeği ortaya çıkarmak zorunda kaldı.
Man so heinous and without conscience that I have taken time out of my busy schedule to ensnare and expose him.
The thing is that there's been some tension between us at work, you know, like business stuff, and I would hate to expose you to that.
I cannot allow you to expose us to foreign nations who've always wanted to see us fail and suffer.
You find out the reasons, because I'm gonna expose all of it.
To begin with, what if, assuming that it's true that you are playing this game, what if I were to expose you?
I still don't understand why Vince Collins is willing to be involved in such an expose of himself.
We must follow the examples of the Bible to expose sin and sinners for what they are.
We must expose the corruptors. Shine a light on their treachery once and for all.
Quiet and safety of some little delicatessen, you and I can write a biting satire and expose all their foibles.
Let's expose these men for who they really are before they become martyrs for their cause.
Nesil, üretim.
Generation. This generation learns new technology faster than older people.
Bu nesil yeni teknolojileri yaşlı insanlardan daha hızlı öğreniyor.
Every generation has its own music and fashion styles.
Her neslin kendine özgü müzik ve moda tarzları vardır.
Our generation must protect the environment for future children.
Bizim neslimiz, gelecek çocuklar için çevreyi korumak zorunda.
All the while, a whole generation of Swedes simply skirted the issue by never getting married in the first place.
Infinite forms of variation with each generation, all through mutation.
Because this is the "oh no, you didn't say that" generation, where a shocking comment has more weight than the truth.
You and your whole lousy generation believes the way it was for you is the way it's got to be.
You got all those horrible signs of that desperate generation taking its final breath, trying to screw the rest of us over one last time.
And we both know I'm not a generation anyone listens to, but people trust you, John.
Things are made to endure in the Shire, passing from one generation to the next.
Don't stand by to watch another generation of young men.
These are the three fundamental components of the new generation race car driver.
He is a bona fide famous person and considered by most to be the greatest game designer of our generation.
Manşet, başlık.
Headline. The newspaper printed a bold headline about the storm.
Gazete fırtına hakkında çarpıcı bir manşet attı.
She read the headline quickly and felt very worried.
Manşeti, hızlıca okudu ve çok endişelendi.
They discussed the headline during lunch with their friends.
Arkadaşlarıyla öğle yemeğinde manşeti tartıştılar.
The only time I've seen my name and it was under the headline "Local Grocer Has Massive Heart Attack."
I thought it was a profession, not a headline.
I can see the "strange man arrested at elementary school" headline now.
Jenny, headline. End of love affair with man in the sky, question mark.
Headline is something like, Boston college student found dead of drug overdose on Beach Road.
I mean, I love knowing that one leak, one headline can turn this nightmare into a media frenzy.
I read a very funny headline in a satirical newspaper the other day about the earthquake in Turkey.
You don't win a war on the battlefield. It's the headline that crowns the victor.
Morning Financial Times headline, Lawton Brothers trade under investigation.
So the headline would read, "So-and-so denies funding terrorists."
Story time! Mira worked in an advertising agency in Istanbul and made bright posters for big companies. One day, a famous soft drink company offered her a long and very safe contract. The money was good, but she had to hide any problems with the drink in all her designs. A week later, her younger cousin Denise, from a new generation of climate activists, came to visit her office. He showed her photos of plastic bottles from that company covering a beautiful beach near their hometown. Denise asked, "Will your work help expose this pollution? Or will it help hide it?" That night, Mira read every line of the contract again and felt a heavy stone in her stomach. She imagined new posters that showed clean oceans but knew the photos from Denise were the real truth. In the morning, she took a deep breath and told her boss she could not join the advertising campaign. Her boss was angry and warned her that other companies might not offer another contract soon. Mira left the office and sent Denise's beach photos to an online environmental magazine, with a short, honest article. 2 days later, she saw her own photo and her words under a powerful headline. New generation refuses to stay silent about plastic. The article helped expose the company's waste problem, and many people shared the story on social media. Mira did not know what her next job would be, but she felt lighter and more honest with herself.
Örnek, durum.
Instance. This is an instance of good teamwork in our class.
Bu, sınıfımızdaki iyi takım çalışmasının bir örneğidir.
She gave one instance when the plan worked very well.
Planın çok iyi işe yaradığı bir örnek verdi.
Can you show an instance from your daily routine tomorrow?
Yarın günlük rutininizden bir örnek gösterebilir misiniz?
But like with this song, for instance, the Hey Jude one must have some story behind it.
You should know what George knows about me, for instance, if you really want to call me names.
For instance, the presence of noxious, possibly hazardous waste chemicals in your basement.
And when there was a special delivery, they'd pull a phony air raid to get us out of here, like last night, for instance.
For instance, at this interview, I have so arranged that he will always be looking up at you.
For instance, he never mentioned that you were both working for the Anti-Villain League.
I recently learned, for instance, that most Americans watch local news to stay informed.
The associates, me, for instance, bill it as...
Call for Mr. Gopnik. Danny at home.
There's never been any instance at all of a computer error occurring in the 9000 series, has there?
Where 'tis fine, it sends some precious instance of itself.
Cep telefonu, taşınabilir.
Mobile. I bought a new mobile to call my family abroad.
Yurt dışındaki ailemi aramak için yeni bir cep telefonu aldım.
My friend uses a mobile to take photos every day.
Arkadaşım her gün fotoğraf çekmek için mobile,'ını kullanıyor.
The teacher asked us to keep our mobile turned off.
Öğretmen, cep telefonlarımızı kapalı tutmamızı istedi.
I know you were interested in doing this job, but I was praying that we wouldn't have to go to Mobile.
All right. Just ask them why a model citizen on the dole would want to buy 3 mobile phones.
Well, we have a plan to piggyback on the unused bandwidth of the UHF spectrum to create an all-in-one mobile device.
I have today ordered to Vietnam the Air Mobile Division and certain other forces which will raise our fighting strength.
And for an upwardly mobile yuppie, single and loaded with your chromosomes, it's a picnic out there.
Our innovative, mindfulness-focused mobile application meticulously crafted to alleviate tension.
Mostly the people passing through, like from, Mobile, Montgomery, place like that.
Then they got in your cab, and now we're all in Harlan's mobile home, loaded with his intel on where their ship is.
They patched to my server after they accessed your mobile command center in New Orleans with codes they got from your phone.
Belirli özel.
Specific. She asked for a specific time to meet tomorrow.
Yarın buluşmak için belirli bir saat istedi.
Can you give specific examples for the homework assignment?
Ödev için belirli örnekler verebilir misin?
The teacher needed a specific answer from each student today.
Bugün öğretmen her öğrenciden belirli bir cevap istedi.
Although ser and estar both mean to be, they have very specific uses.
I've seen them little details so specific to each of them that move me and that I miss and will always miss.
Actually, speaking of guests, it's only fair to tell you, we left word for all those people on your specific list, letting them know they're disinvited.
Is that going to be a lasting cure? Or just some antidote to suppress that specific flare-up?
These hieroglyphs describe a specific set of powers greater than any man could possess.
Reverend Falwell, at the beginning of this trial, Judge Kirk gave very specific instructions to this jury, okay?
Harold dialed the third phone, fervently making sure to give each number key a specific, forceful push.
You were designed and built specific like the rest of us.
Now, I can't be specific about the heroes and zeros, but there is a lot of money hanging in the balance.
I watched the news waiting to hear a very specific combination of words, but they never came.
Sakin, huzurlu.
Tranquil. The garden was tranquil as birds sang in the morning.
Sabah kuşların ötüşüyle bahçe huzurluydu.
She felt tranquil sitting by the lake with a book.
Göl kenarında bir kitapla otururken kendini huzurlu hissetti.
After work he enjoyed a tranquil walk through the park.
İşten sonra parkta huzurlu bir yürüyüşün tadını çıkardı.
These conditions seem to be of little comfort to the many parents whose children play and go to school in this formerly tranquil community.
Remember the garden in which one could almost believe oneself to be in some tranquil corner of Sussex or Kent.
Conducive to tranquil deliberation, and tend to bring his racing clothes. It looks so tranquil from up here.
Your poor mother. I was spending a few tranquil moments with your father in the house.
Oh, now, farewell forever, the tranquil mind.
Through the serene, tranquil, tropical sea, the glorious white whale moves.
Stop.
Little Adele had no great talents, but she made reasonable progress, and life at Thornfield was tranquil.
Even you must appreciate the persuasively tranquil humanity of the cryo-prison system.
Imagine you are floating slowly above a tranquil, serene lake.
What?
Tuhaf, garip.
Weird. The cake tasted a little weird but I still ate it.
Kekin tadı biraz garipti ama yine de yedim.
It was weird to see him smile in the rain.
Onu yağmurda gülümserken görmek garipti.
The movie had a weird ending that surprised all of us.
Filmin sonu tuhaftı, hepimizi şaşırttı.
I don't want to be weird, but did you notice anything off about our trip?
Trish, would it be weird to ask you to say hi to Elliot for me?
Last year, Willow, Giles, and me combined our essence with Buffy, which isn't as weird as it sounds.
That must take guts just to boogie on out of it one day and do something weird like sell bait.
Land of voodoo and hoodoo and all kind of weird shit.
I know it's weird to see a mask and teeth and shit, but it all adds up.
So I put you in my we're never getting married file, and now I'm gonna have to take you out of that file.
Well, Bonnie, what I'm about to say is gonna sound a little weird, but
You gotta realize how just conveniently weird this whole thing was.
things are really weird at home right now, and I need someone to talk to.
Story time!
Lena moved from a big city to a small, tranquil town near the sea. She wanted a calm life, but one night something weird happened. Her phone showed a message from an unknown number that said, "Do not go outside." At first she thought it was just a random instance of spam, so she laughed and ignored it. Then, a second message came with a very specific warning: stay away from the old bridge. Lena felt curious and a little afraid, but her mobile suddenly lost its signal. The house became completely silent, and the tranquil street outside looked empty and dark. She went to the window and saw only one light, moving slowly towards the old bridge. In that instant she remembered the message and felt a weird chill on her arms. Instead of going out, she wrote down the time, the place, and every small detail of the strange instance. The next day she asked a neighbor for a specific explanation about the bridge and the moving light. The neighbor said the light was just the night guard on his mobile patrol, protecting the quiet town. Lena felt a bit foolish, but she also felt safe, and the town seemed tranquil again. From then on, whenever something weird happened, she tried to collect clear, specific facts before she got scared.
Join us on this learning journey. Subscribe and like. Don't miss what's next.